championship leader and yesterday's winner, Joseph Newgarden, in the Hitachi Chevrolet, the black and white machine, the yellow and blue Napa Honda of Alexander Rossi right alongside, ready to go. Powers out.
Green.
Let's go racing in Detroit on Belle Isle. Superstar Newgarden, but Rossi on the inside. That was close.
Colton Herta and Zach Veach trying to sort their way out, and there's James Hinchcliffe working the outside of turn 2 with a great run. Here comes Dixon.
Dixon had a nice exit over to the bridge. He was sideways, but he's got a run on Hinch, but Hinches has him on the outside.
The orange and blue Honda, there it is there. That's Dixon. Oh, there was contact in the middle. Rosenquist, around goes Pato O'Ward. And a big contact head on with one of the ABC cars, one of the AJ Foyt Chevrolets. I think it's Tony Kanaan. And Chilton gets through. Kanaan's teammate.
Full course caution, pits are closed.
And Simon Pagenaud, the Indy 500 champ, is in that.
Oh, this is bad news for Pagenaud's run. He's had so much good fortune in the last month, and it all comes to a screeching halt.
Got Bourdais shooting up the inside, but further back, I think that's Simon Pagenaud making a lunge on Marcus Ericsson, and then Rosenquist and Power and all of these guys get together.
Yeah, Pagenaud ran into the back of his teammate Power, and then Kanaan came in there and drop-kicked Pagenaud and flattened the rim.
So when Power checked up, that sort of caused Ericsson, and they got into a ward, and then Pagenaud tried to slow down, but Kanaan was coming through and got into the back of Pagenaud. So just the accordion effect, is tough to really single out anybody in that situation.
It is not a beautiful story or situation for Will Power. This is incredible. We documented this for you at the top of the broadcast, just his string of bad luck, and it continues. Let's get down to Marty Snyder.
Lee, he said the car just died, and you can see him motioning in the car there. He just wants a jump to be able to get back to pit road, but for Will Power, he said the car just completely died on him.
Let's go racing in Detroit. Dixon at the front and gets a beautiful restart over Spencer Pigot.
Will Power is still, did not catch the back of the field. He's about 10, 12 seconds behind this group as we're back to green. Nice start by Dixon, nice gap.
Dixon's got the softer tires. They should be good on the start, but the question is, again, for how long, as Newgarden to the outside of Max Chilton. What a slick move.
Nice move, but now Rossi has to respond. He's got to follow Newgarden and stay in touch.
Further in the pack, Takuma Sato, Zach Veach, his teammate Ryan Hunter-Ray up front. First is Scott Dixon, Spencer Pigot, Santino Ferrucci, Graham Rahal, then Joseph Newgarden running in fifth, the first car that has stopped in this race. Wow, things have changed dramatically over the last lap with Scott Dixon race leader and Spencer Pigot on those softer compound red tires. They've just fallen off a cliff in racing terms. The tires have gone away, and those on the harder compound tire primary, like Santino Ferrucci and Graham Rahal, are now first and second. Check this out.
Scott Dixon has lost 4 seconds of pace over 1 lap. In 2 laps, it's all fallen off a cliff as Ferrucci moves up the inside quite easily. Further back, you see cars, that's Rossi and Newgarden splitting Spencer Pigot, who's also on reds.
Spencer Pigot cost Rossi a lot of time, but this was a perfectly executed pass by the 21-year-old.
And for Scott Dixon, that's going to force him to a 3-stop strategy, and all these guys that pitted under yellow on lap 2 are sitting pretty, and there it goes all wrong for Pigot.
Spencer Pigot into the wall. Scott Dixon on pit road.
Did he make it in time, though?
He did make it in time, PT. He fell from 1st to 6th to Townsend's point, and they are on pit road clean for Scott Dixon. They take those red tires off. You see the damage on the racetrack. Dixon leaving pit road with the primary tires. He said, like you guys said, when they went away quick, and there's the damage on the racetrack. So this caution could wind up benefiting Scott Dixon.
I'll bet what might have happened was that Pigot was trying to get to pit road, and Bourdais got into the back of him. Pigot got into the attenuators. You see the damage, the wing that Bourdais is dragging with his right front.
He's making the move on the front straight at the pit entry. Pigot was probably coming in, got on the brakes, and Bourdais nails him, and it just goes flying in the air like a plane.
Thank goodness for the attenuator that's now mandatory on, or sorry, the retention cable on the front wing, or that would have taken out somebody. That whole nose cone would have gone back into the field. Let's take a look at Bourdais launching it, Supercross style.
Yeah, I don't put any blame on Pigot. He made the commitment to come in the pits, and you got to get on the brakes at some point. Bourdais had a run and was going for it and kind of committed to the inside. and then that was it.
Bourdais just didn't have any idea. I mean, I can't put blame on anybody there. Maybe Piggott could have done a better job staying driver's right, knowing the field was going to be bearing down on him. But it's a tough situation.
Ready to go racing. Rahal is all over Santino Ferrucci. It's a couple of Hondas at the front of the pack, but Ferrucci has gone.
Nice restart, got on it a little bit sideways, but Rahal right there, a car locking up right there. I believe that was Veach locked up a little bit as he gets a run.
I think it was Rosenquist almost got in the back of Colton Herta going into turn 1 as Alexander Rossi in that blue and yellow car is charging on Newgarden, and here comes Zach Veach in the black and yellow car.
This has been a dream run for Santino Ferrucci out in front.
He stays out, and he's got his biggest lead so far of 1.6 seconds. Hinchcliffe is kind of the effective leader right now. He's on the same strategy as Newgarden, and he's catching up the back of these guys, turning pretty good laps. So let's see what happens on the stop if he jumps ahead of both of these guys.
They're going to blow by Hinchcliffe, I think, going to turn 3, if not before.
Cuts him right off. He cut him right off on the exit, but now he's got to hold them back.
He'll hold that inside line down into turn 3. Rossi to the inside, Newgarden to the inside.
Oh, what a brilliant job.
Going. Unbelievable stuff.
Brilliant job from Rossi to keep it going.
The championship leader is in the wall.
This hurts Santino, full course caution, and he hasn't pitted yet.
Look at Newgarden, he is furious.
Oh man, Rossi eliminates 2 of his competition with 1 move without hitting anybody.
James Hinchcliffe, left of your screen, exiting pit lane. Here comes Graham Rahal. He's through, no worries. But Hinchcliffe out there, and he knows the challenge is coming and wants to get that position. And then it's on.
Once you clear the white line of the pit lane exit, you can go right into the line, and he did. And Rossi saw the opportunity, but he backed out. So really, Newgarden loses it right there. They all kind of lose it.
Everybody. Actually, Hinchcliffe was the most under control. Take back what I said earlier, because Newgarden spins and Rossi does a brilliant job as we ride on board with Hinch.
Yeah, I don't really put any blame on Rossi at all. He backed out of it, but he still lost control of the rear of the car. Newgarden just got in there super deep and lost the rear on the brakes. Right there, he's sideways.
If anything, Rossi pushed Hinchcliffe into Newgarden when the rear hit Hinchcliffe.
Hinchcliffe would have been able to keep going, but he got slammed into Joseph Newgarden.
And now Ferrucci has to pit under yellow, and he'll go to the back of the line.
This really hurt him, because if he'd have come in, I think he'd have still retained the lead. This yellow really cost him.
Ready to go racing? You bet. Let's do it. Sun shining here in Detroit. Beautiful day. And we're into the second half of this Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix. Let's go. Scott Dixon, the 5-time and reigning series champ, at the front.
Prime opportunity, Townsend, for Dixon to capitalize on Newgarden's misfortune, scrape back up in the points.
Look at this battle for position. This is just like what we saw with Newgarden and Rossi. This time it's Power blending with Sato and Hunter Ray.
Power takes the inside line. Sato goes to the left like Joseph Newgarden said he should. And he's going to lose a position because Hunter Ray's been able to go up the inside.
Perfect job of the over-under by Ryan Hunter-Ray. And now he's going to attack Power at the next corner. The uphill, breaking into over the bridge here. But he lost a little ground, and Rossi slices down the inside of Sato.
Sato loses 3 positions in 3 corners.
Hunter-Ray's got to run on Power. Will he go inside or outside?
Here comes a hungry Marco Andretti on the backstretch.
Look at these 2 guys side by side. Power will hang on.
Power has come all the way from the back now up to 4th place.
Oh, James Hinchcliffe stopped on the track, Lee.
Wow. This was shaping up to be such a good day for James Hinchcliffe, and he was caught up in that incident with Joseph Newgarden, championship leader. Newgarden is out of the race. And Alexander Rossi, what has happened this time to the Arrow Honda driver?
Huge for Will Power, Paul. This is going to give angry fast Will Power a restart if this goes yellow.
And a chance to win.
It'll close up the gap.
No Power, just off song, not going anywhere, so.
Dead.
Dead. Wow. So I don't know what he's looking for to get a tow.
12 laps to go. Make it 11 this time by. Can Ericsson get his first podium? Power
cars, Lee. I had to check. There are 5 Indy 500 winners going all the way back to Takuma Sato. This is the heavyweight field of IndyCar.
Ericsson's had some speed this year. He's made mistakes. He's been in the tire barriers and crashes. Sato down the inside makes contact with Rossi.
Rosenquist.
Oh, this is going to be trouble here.
No. Rosenquist and Sato came together yesterday, and Rosenquist said, I really respect Sato, but he put some questionable moves on me, so the Swedish rookie was not going to stand for it there.
And Marco Andretti made a great move on Rosenquist. Marco Andretti up to 6.
These guys are getting wild on this restart, but up front, it's still Dixon has a nice gap of 1 second he's built up in a half a lap. Scott Dixon, this will be a huge Sunday for him. Oh, got a problem. There's his teammate, Scott Dixon, with a big crash at turn 1.
Rosenquist, we were just talking about him. What has happened?
That's a big one.
He was running in that pack in the top 10, having a good day, grabbing more points, and it's over.
You can see the steering's bent. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's already hit a wall.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Big
Rosenquist.
crash. So he's brushed a wall and bent the toe link, and then in the brake zone, he just lost it.
Wow. And Graham Rahal, terrific reaction to avoid contact there with Rosenquist because he was right behind
Okay,
him.
look here. If we pause it right there, look at his steering. He's already hit the wall, and the left rear toe link is definitely bent. That steering wheel should be straight across. Instead, it's angled, and he just absolutely loses it. That's a driver that's made a small mistake and trying to hang on for a result.
Green.
Right there on the back of Ericsson. Ericsson got checked up. Look at power.
Brilliant restart once again from Scott Dixon. This is Power's best chance, I think. Trying to cross over a little bit and get a run down to turn 3.
Power's close. He's going to be on the push to pass.
Not close
Not
enough.
close enough. Well done, Marcus Ericsson.
Good job here, bud. Awesome job. Focus forward.
Able to get through that restart. Alexander Rossi looks
All
at his
clear, all
teammate.
clear. Too bad.
Getting coached all the way around. Ericsson's getting his spotters telling him good restart.
Back up front. Hunter Ray continues to hold off Rossi, but Rossi's looking strong on this closing lap. They'll have the white flag.
Pato Award got by Colton Herta at the end of the back straightaway. Now
White
he's
flag,
chasing
one to
down
go.
Ferrucci.
Let's focus
One
forward.
more
Bring it
lap
home
to
here.
go for the champion, Scott Dixon.
What a day for Scott Dixon. If you were with us earlier in the broadcast, a massive honor bestowed on Scott. He found out that he has been made a companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit in the Queen's Birthday Honours. That is a massive, massive thing for the Kiwi, and he carries that proudly. Robert Miller spoke to him about it at the beginning of the broadcast. He's one of New Zealand's most famous and successful sports people. He's a 5-time IndyCar champion. He's on his way to his 3rd victory here on the streets of Detroit, and a massive rebound from yesterday's self-inflicted crash. So unusual to see Scott do that. But as his team boss, Chip Ganassi, told us on the grid pre-race, Scott is unbelievably strong psychologically. He had already demonstrated that he had forgotten about that. He had wiped that from his mind, and he was focusing forward to this race today, where he has been unbelievably strong. He's led 43 laps. The checkered flag is there for Dixon in Detroit. He wins race 2 of this duel in Detroit for his 3rd win here.
Yeah! Good job. Thank you, guys. Cool. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
A crash to victory lane. A day apart.
Where you go?
And a massive contrast. An incredible comeback for Scott Dixon.
And how about Power with a comeback story and Marcus Ericsson? So lots of great stories on the podium today.
Hey Motorsports fans, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe before you go for all the latest news and highlights across motorsports.